time to get into our main discussion points. So everybody, let's get into it. Come on. Not sure about A Nightmare Before Christmas prequel though, because that's what the director right now, Henry Selick's saying, is because he wants to do it. He wants to do a prequel. I think it'd be good to have Jack Skellington find out about how he became the king of Halloween Town, but he's not sure that Tim Burton will actually want to do it because Tim Burton loves that project, and as he said, he doesn't really need to make more money from a sequel. He has so many other successes, and so far nobody's come up with a great idea to make it happen. But for him, the director, he says, I think this would be a good idea. I think we could do this and it'd be a fun movie. But I don't know if that's going to happen. For me personally, I say leave this alone. It is a great movie. Let it be though. Let it be in that, like, let it be that one movie that stands alone. You watch at Halloween or Christmas time, you have a good time, and let it be that. But maybe our panel has different ideas. What do you think about this, Paul? Do you think they should do a prequel to The Nightmare Before Christmas, or should they leave it alone?
Don't touch it. No, I think it's a bad idea. And maybe I hope I'm wrong if they do it and they have a great idea. But 90% of the time, whenever they revisit these classics and create something sequel legacy years later, it's just not as good. And it just kind of sucks. I'm afraid of that happening with this. I don't understand why we need a sequel. It's perfect the way it is. It's prequel. Kind of self-contained, or prequel. Sorry.
Yeah, prequel.
I just don't care about Jack Skellington. I don't care. It's kind of like when they said, "Oh, we're going to tell you how Darth Vader became Darth Vader." I didn't care.
Yeah, like honestly. The joy of him.
The joy of him was knowing where they come from. It's kind of awesome. So that's my take.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's like, honestly, the joy of the whole project is it's a standalone thing about where he came from. It's this mystical time where all of a sudden, like, Jack, the Pumpkin King, we find out about him and Halloween and Christmas and find that. It's just a lovely story. Yeah, right? The Pumpkin King. What's this? What's this? I love it. Lexi, I love this movie. I love this project. I mean, do you think Tim Burton would sign off on doing another one? And if he even did, would you want to see a prequel or even like a sequel or anything touching with this franchise?
Well, according to the article you sent me, I apologize, my camera went out of focus.
Okay.
According to the article you sent, the director wanted to do a sequel, and Tim Burton was like, absolutely not. This is perfect. Let's leave it alone.
Yep.
And then now Tim Burton was the one that presented the idea of a prequel. He's like, well, I guess if you're going to fuck with it, if you're going to do anything, do like a pre-story of how Jack even becomes the Pumpkin King if you're going to do this. And I remember Corpse Bride. It was terrible. I know people love it, but like I was so disappointed in that movie. I was so hyped.
It's not Tim Burton though; it's the director. Like Tim Burton still, yeah, he's
I think people like always want to do this. Not to cut you off, Sabrina, but people
no, you're fine.
I think that this is Tim Burton wrote the book. It's a short story that he wrote and he drew because he actually makes little children's books. And this is one of his little children's books, and they took it and they translated it into a film. It's not one of his movies, though. This is, like we said, this is this director's film. People like to think it's Tim Burton's movie. It's not his movie. And you know how people do that. It's kind of like Tarantino. Like, if his name's on it, they like to do, like, Tarantino didn't direct this, but if he puts his name above it, like Hero, like they did that. He's just, like, released in this country or produced it or something like that. So this is like this director, I feel like, has always gotten the shaft on this movie because it's such a phenomenal film and he deserves the credit for this film and Tim Burton gets the credit for this film, you know?
All the time.
This guy also did 9, which was a really, really amazing film. And
that's great.
People don't talk about that one either. And I feel like this director deserves more credit, but I don't think going back in and making another one of these is the solution. So, I think the answer is, let him go off and do his own projects and give him a little bit more leeway on his own projects. And maybe Tim kind of give him a boost in that kind of way. But, this is the discussion that we have every time on this show, right?
You're right.
And while I'm here and you have me here, I just want to say something to all of y'all. This is a Christmas movie, not a Halloween movie. You weirdos who watch this at Halloween, What's this Halloween movie? You're weird. You're weird.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Does that not count for anything?
No, it doesn't. It's about Halloween creatures
I think
learning
it
about
does.
Christmas. It's about Halloween creatures learning about Christmas. And
I think it's a dual holiday situation. Agree to disagree.
Why
Well, Gina to you.
no,
Why not watch them on all holidays?
no, it's a weird thing.
It's got all the
Whales,
holidays
vagina.
in it.
Sure does.
It
It's just
does. I mean,
weird.
that's what I said. It's like it could be your Christmas movie, your holiday movie. It could be your Halloween movie. You know, I know they play like the Hollywood Bowl every once in a while. Hollywood Bowl, the Hollywood Forever Cemetery every once in a while too during Halloween time. So it's just one of those
weird.
staples.
It's weird. Playing at Christmas. What it
Well,
belongs.
we have a projection screen in the yard that Halloween during COVID, we watched it. So kindly fuck yourself, Lexi.
With love, with love, with love.
I said kindly. What do you want from my life?
Sabrina, what do you think about this? Should they do a prequel to this, Sabrina? What do you think? Or should they leave this movie alone? Because you didn't see this until later. You didn't see this when you were young.
Rachel's like, guys, it's a Thanksgiving movie. 4th of July, whatever you're looking for, we have it. What's the question? I'm sorry.
Do you think they should do a prequel?
No,
no. Right? So,
no, I actually didn't see it. I didn't see it. I also have not seen Corpse's Bride, so I can't weigh in on that. Queen and Lexi said it was trash. I can't. I don't know. It does look very similar to Nightmare Before Christmas. Excuse me.
So it's got
yeah,
similar vibes.
but it's
But
also
other than that,
also Jack Skellington has the same kind of like long build as Johnny Depp's character does, and that I know about it, I just hadn't seen it. I think that you could not possibly beat Catherine O'Hara as I think her name's Sally. Is her name Sally?
yeah,
Yes.
Sally.
And the animation is so amazing, and I agree with what Lexi said about not having any recognition for it, because and honestly, when this article came out, I'm like, Tim Burton didn't fucking direct that. It was shocking to me. So I totally agree 110% with what you said, Lexi, and that's probably why he's looking to reboot this in a weird way, or not in a weird way, maybe in a selfish way. But it's also kind of shitty for him to be like, well, he doesn't need any more money. I don't think that's what it's about. It's passion. It's something that you love. It's something that you want to do, not just for a paycheck.
Film. Absolutely stunning.
Absolutely.
It's one of the most finest pieces of stop motion ever created in animation history. Absolutely stunning what they've done with it. Not
100%.
But
no, you're fine.
He doesn't get that recognition, to create one of the finest pieces of stop motion and have that taken from you. I know, that's the company that did Box Trolls and stuff like that. They're great, but this guy paved the way for all of that. He set the standard of all stop motion from there on out with what he did. That movie is incredible. And
I don't know Frankenweenie. Did anyone see Frankenweenie?
Richard Tracy says
and stuff like that.
No, but in the chat, someone said, "Does anyone remember Frankenweenie?"
Excellent. That was beautiful.
I never saw Frankenweenie.
It's a dog that looks like Frankenstein, kind of.
Yeah. It's the story of Frankenstein done with a dog.
But a dog.
Yeah, it's actually his original first film was the story of Frankenweenie, which is just a 50s.
The same director?
Yeah, it's Tim Burton's first movie, and then
Tim Burton, not the director.
Yeah,
I can't remember the director. I feel so rude. What is the director's name, Brian?
Tim Burton did Frankenweenie again. Frankenweenie's his own. Tim Burton, he did that one.
No, but I mean, I thought we were talking about I can't remember the director's name. It's driving me nuts.
I don't think the director who did Nightmare did the Frankenweenie stop motion.
No, Tim Burton did. No, but you're fine. I just keep referring to him as the director, which is pretty fucking rude. I was just trying to check myself. You know what I mean? Frankenweenie, was it also the ghost dog was, I don't know, I can't place it. I think I saw it, but a very long time ago.
I never saw it.
God,
Paul, did you ever see that?
Rachel.
I think Disney would use full computer animation and oh god, don't do that. If they do anything else in the universe, you're right. I could see them doing that too. They could just be like, man, they just released that promo for.
Hi, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel. They had that promo that came out for it was 100 years, and there was a whole thing online about that because they used all the different characters from all throughout Disney, and even Robin Williams appeared in there as the genie, and they didn't use any AI. They got permission from everybody's family. I'm surprised they got Robin Williams' consent
me too.
to actually use his voice, but they actually just used clips in stock footage. They didn't use any AI, and they used all animation to make it look like it was before. So that's a good one on Disney for one. That's one good thing they've done, but I mean, it's just a quick little short film. You know, besides that, they're not paying their people still, so that's still happening.
What? Pay people? What's that?
Who needs to pay their people, right? I mean,
fine, I'll pay, but it's not going to be a lot of money.
Exposure.
Right? That's all we need. That's all we need is exposure.
Portfolio. That's what I was taught, right? Trade for portfolio.
I just think it's crazy that there's no communication with the strikes. Everything's just stopped. But, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes in the negotiations. And Disney is a big piece, a big cog in the wheel. So they have hands in everything. And I hope they do their products right. If they do make a prequel to this, they do it the right way. Tim Burton comes back and they make it look right. I don't think we need it, but I think it's something they could do.
There's a super cool show. Is it, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, it's on Netflix. It's called like The Movies That Made Us.
Yeah.
They have one about this. They have one about The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's pretty fucking interesting and insane. And like you learn a lot. Like I'd recommend that to anybody watching if they're, you know, looking for something to watch randomly. Like
they're all great too.
They are, but
more ones and yeah.
The Elf one is amazing also.
Yeah.
But this one's really good. Like it was very, I was like, oh shit. It's pretty good.
I remember seeing all of Jack's faces like in a display of like all the different faces that his different motions.
That's
it's
so
like
cool.
to like see like how complicated it is, like each individual facial expression all laid out in front of you. It's like just in a glass case, like how many of them are just like one portion of the film. You're like, Jesus Christ. Like she said like 5 years. I'm like, yeah, it takes fucking 5 years. I used to do stop motion in my bedroom by myself and like I could get like 5 minutes of film for like a whole night's work, you know. It's like.
Did anyone like the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio stop motion?
I enjoyed it a lot.
I hear good things about it.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was very different because Pinocchio was annoying as fuck at the beginning, but that's kind of the point. He grows on you throughout the film. So a lot of people were turned off by that. They were like, "Oh God, I can't take this little brat," you know, kind of thing. But I enjoyed it quite a lot. It's if you're a fan of Guillermo del Toro, you should watch it. I would recommend it.
It was one of his big passion projects. I know he like wanted to do it for years. I haven't seen it yet.
It's actually it's not the same as like regular. Yeah, go ahead, answer it first.
I was just going to say, animated films still need the actors.
Yeah, you guys still do the voiceovers, babe. I'm sorry. I wish that was a fucking thing. Pinocchio was much darker and much more sad than the regular Pinocchio, which if you didn't think that was possible by sending a little, you know, wooden boy off to the land of lost boys or whatever the fuck it was. I mean, I don't know. I saw it. I saw Pinocchio as an adult, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is fucked up.
Oh my
but
God,
then I saw Guillermo del Toro's fucking Pinocchio, and I was like, oh, this is even more fucked up. Like,
it just takes it to the next level.
It's a lot. I thought it was really good though. It was, you know, I cried more, obviously. I guess not obviously, but if you know me, I'm a very emotional movie watcher. So yeah, but it was very impressive. The animation was really good. It was just really, really sad for me.